Hi, I'm Jonathan Parks of Jonathan's Nature Crafts, and welcome to this series where we challenge ourselves to carve a set of Santas that are of both a cosmic Santa and an Uncle Sam Santa pattern. As I had had not so much experience in carving these and kind of wanted to keep the channel going, I decided to record the series in April where I kind of did the challenge series. And each original video was of a different length and kind of just depended on what kind of time we had, what state of mind I was in, what instructions I was given at the time, and that was why they all kind of ended at different places. So whenever I ended an original video, I would kind of give a little closing remark and give a little goodbye or something at the end just to kind of signify that it was the end of that recording. But given the possibilities, it turned out that the videos were of all these different lengths and couldn't be made for enough of a series to last. And it just so happened that for the steps involved, the series had to go into August just to keep it long enough, even though it was originally recorded to show up in July as a Christmas in July series. So I decided to take all the original videos and put them into one combined video that I decided to divide up into 15 segments. So even though there may be places in the video where it may seem like I'm ending it as of where I end a certain recording, the end of the video in this series will actually be at the place where you see a big black rectangle that says in white letters, "To be continued." So, thank you for watching and hope you will enjoy the series. I say when it comes down to this, we can kind of like maybe just see how the little blazer comes into place and, you know, kind of make this line along here that separates the little blazer from the pants of the Santa and just get it in line for an extra special time when these are going to be something that people might buy just to kind of surprise somebody with a special little gift. I know that the old time saying is that Santa's on the way and all the little good things he promises to bring us in his life. I know sometime or another that there's going to be little moments when we just kind of got to get rid of these types of marks that come left over from the saw and just kind of get a little freaking spot in place where we need things just to kind of come to be. And with this little effort in our lives, we're just kind of showing that we're just making a way to tell people all about the joys of a little wood carving now and then. So finally, I say sometime or another, it always would be nice if somebody made a little cartoon or computer animation based on some of these figures I can make. And I've received a lot of fine suggestions and good suggestions from people and all the little inspiring ideas. Some of them were just kind of outside the scope of my particular creativity, but all the ideas people shared, I loved them so much and just kind of had a little time thinking about them and hearing of them. And you know, even the people you learn from, They may not become your lifelong friends like they will be each other's, but I'm here to say sometimes, that there's just little things in life we just kind of learn in little ways, because I know sometimes, just sometimes, and even for the things that even Christians have to avoid in life, there's a lot to share for a testimony on earth, and so much we got to gain from it. And maybe for a little time I got to just kind of like get a little something done in here where I can just get these little lines to come right in place. So bear with me on this. I'm going to get this just in a good enough state to kind of make it so much worth our working time, and you know maybe just get a little arm or two in place to where we see just how great this little Santa figure has to turn out. So we know sometimes that there's going to be a little work involved now and then, and we can manage it well. So come to think of it, get up here to the place where we can see where the head and the neckline is, and kind of just put in little spots just to show how a good little bit of work is made, and seeing how we can measure this up to all our abilities. So finally want to put in little lines and make them just a great special way. So I say with the same little places we go, we can line up the backs together and make an equal line from one to the other, and with the little lines and thoughts going right into their good old places, we can just see how precious and stone worthy a little work of wood carving comes to be. You know, sometimes in life you'll learn that everybody can't do something that is to everybody's interest, but there's just some work that you'll find out is good for something and somebody that may see a little extra good spot in all the kinds of work they can do. So maybe just with all these little thoughts in mind, we can just see that there's so much to find out and so much to learn. Oh, the joys of a little wood in our hands and a little knife and such in place. So I can tell you all that with this little thought in mind, there's probably a couple lines we can make here to make out just what we can of these fancy little figures, and just try to get a good little spot in place where we can just measure the line out, get it along the dadgum waist of the freaking figure, and just kind of show that we're just measuring up to what we know right to come in life, with all the little ways we're going to work a little harder to see what else we can do. I know sometimes in life there's just some of these ways that we're going to get a little thing or two done, and we know sometimes that we're going to get it just the right size, where even for this little line around the ruffle of the coat, got to just do a little thing just to get it right in its freaking little spot, and do whatever the heck we can just to make it so it's going to be a fine little critter of joy in our hearts, and seeing all the complete little things that we make of the little life living figures that come right out of a good old piece of wood, especially piece of bass wood, that is. So thank you all for coming on. It's been quite a day, and I'd say is for now it's almost time to end, so thanks. Well, I say for a little moment, there comes a time when we kind of need to get a little thing or two together and try to put a little bit of extra work into our pieces. And there's a certain step I kind of came along with whenever it came to this little Santa Claus that was kind of just done for the Uncle Sam, but we're going to try to kind of get lines across in ways that will kind of make it so we can just try to get the perfect lining in for something that is missing on one side of these Santas, and that is the little arm that kind of has to come right into a freaking spot and just kind of give us a little harmony to take over this little workspace and just try to, get something right inside of that. I tell you all that, you know, just kind of try to draw these lines connectively so they're going to be about at a good little distance to be from each other. And maybe with this one, the way the front of this cuff almost aligns with the back of this one, we can kind of put them back to back like this, like here, and make it so that we got a line coming from about here to here, where we need the other cuff to end, and try to, get a little spot in that dadgum place and just try to like put it up where it's gonna make its little sound, and kind of work our way up here with this, try to get it removed up the way, and see with how this is coming along, that we might need to do the same on the other side too. But it does kind of seem to have turned out that this other one just may not actually have the cuff on either side, but apparently it has been kind of, probably kind of taken off a little bit from when I just kind of carved along these lines. So we kind of got to get another freaking line in here just to kind of get a little freaking spot in place, and just kind of heck to all this, I say, just kind of making a little something out of our bit of work, and kind of come down to where we get up to the arm and do little fancy things, I say. So kind of just work in fashionable ways that shall make it so the arms are about equal length on each side, and to kind of just get it a little further. There's probably this moment when we just kind of like get along the little knife here and just try to work a way along here and get this in its own little good spot, and just try to like get it so we kind of got the little face in the right place and try to get it so we can kind of measure out how we do with this little cut here that kind of comes along to make a part of the arm and get it just into place and just to try to like move something up where we can like have the little awesome workpiece come right into our good little hand. And so maybe with this in mind, we kind of like do the things that kind of make it so it's going to be a fine, awesome work to come about. And finally, just to say that we're doing this thing where we kind of get it in just the place where it's going to need to be to kind of work a little wonder and just try to see how happy a little soul can be made. So we finally got this area done for this arm and kind of got a cut along here to make this one as well. And it doesn't hurt anything just to kind of try to cut out little pieces as we go to see them.